Good morning, Warriors. It's your boy Garrett J. White, the Master Coach Mentor, coming at you with a little Wake Up WOD from CrossFit Ethos in Ladera Ranch, California. My friends, today's workout of the day for your mind comes down to, wait for it, I'll give it to you in just a second. Before I get there, let me remind you, if you've not downloaded the Wake Up Warrior app for free today, to get 100% of the content 100% of the time, teaching you as a modern day warrior how to be more, do more, and suck less, and ultimately the warrior's way to having it all, embody being, balance, and business. Get your ass on over to the iTunes or Google Play Store and download the Wake Up Warrior app for free today. 100% of the content, 100% of the time, in one location, from the palm of your hand, on demand. All right, so let's get into today's principle, and the principle came down to simply this: know your limits and push them to the max. That's it, my friends. Sit back and relax, and welcome to today's Wake Up WOD. All right, so let's take a little look-see here what our workout was today. First, let's see our ridiculous dictator in the Wikipedia dictionary. That would, if you looked it up, you would see Nick's face. Dictator of CrossFit. All right, well, let's look at what he dictated today. We started off with a little warm-up, 200-meter run, 5 walkouts, and a bunch of... Anyways, we got warmed up. Then we'll come on over to our skill set for the day. 10 by 5 ring dips with hollow body. So let's show you a little demo on what that looks like now. Okay, there you have it. Your first 6'2" gymnast. Channeling my inner Smurf gymnast on those ring dips. Let's look at what we did next. Next, we went for an EMOM. I know EMOM sounds like a character on one of your child's Nickelodeon television shows, but an EMOM is each minute on the minute for 10 minutes, which means each minute, Nick, the dictator, would say, go. We would do 3 front squats using 70% of our 1 rep max. Mine today was at 205. Here we go. Let's check out a few rounds of that. Focus on the elbows, guys. Focus on the elbows. It's heavy. Focus. Is that chest upright? Force it upright. Okay, so our skill sets and our warm-up and our strength is done. Now it's time to sweat. Let's look at what we did for our little sweat workout today. We had 3 rounds in the workout of the day. 3 rounds, 4 time, 500-meter row, 20 sit-ups on the GHD machine, and 10 knees to elbows. All right, my time on this workout was 11:08. Slow, and I'll show you why. Let's check out all 3 of the movements. Oh, horrible. Oh.
This entire video series here is set up to teach you what I call the warrior's way. And what is this? Well, it's a process of going from feeling alone to being a leader. This video series is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak-based individual. It's not for the pussies who are unwilling to look at their lives, who it is for. It's for guys who are trying to have it all.
All right, so today, not so fun. Here's why. The whole damn workout today was pushing my weaknesses. Now, what is my weakness, you say? Well, my weakness in my fitness comes down to this nerve in my back. It's like right here in my ass. Like there's my ass, and it's right there. So when I'm doing like GHD sit-ups, or I'm doing front squats, or I'm doing things like this, like my nerve in my lower back starts to fire and it gets really, really, really hot. Now, I was stupid as hell in the past, and what I would do is I would feel the nerve when I was younger, like 10 years ago, and I'm like, nerve pain, that's for pussies. I'm just gonna keep pushing. So I would make it through the workout all right, and then I couldn't walk for like 4 days, and I'd be like, oh. Well, it only took me a few years to realize it was probably a better way to go about doing that. So I started being a little more cautious, and particularly here in CrossFit. So I started wearing a belt when I was doing high volume to support that nerve part of my back. And when I do GHD sit-ups, well, a lot of the dudes in our box are like this, ready? Whoop, 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 like faster than I can even move my fingers, like whoop, whoop, right? Watch out, like whoop, whoop, like that. No, I can't do that. Because if I go whoop, whoop, then my nerve goes bam, and then I'm like whoop, whoop, bam, and it's like bad. So what am I left with, right? What I'm left with is a choice. A choice. Right now, I realize and recognize my time today is going to be slower than a lot of the competitive guys that I compete with in our gym on a workout like this. Why? Because the front squat as well as the GHD sit-ups were pushing the nerve. Now, again, the only person that knows your limitations is you. And this can become quite a challenging thing when you're trying to push to a new level of power and a new level of possibility. Now, why is this? Well, because I picked up a cigarette, but I don't really smoke. I just found it on the ground. I put it in my mouth. That's probably disgusting, but what the fuck, whatever, huh? Let me teach you the principle here. I will sacrifice for you to learn this. Do not smoke. Not a good idea. Don't. All right, well, let's look at what happens. So let's say this line right here, let's come to this one. It's a little more painted. This painted line is your limitation, right? So like you push up to it, pom, 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 and you hit the limitation, and everything in your mind and your body is going to freak out. Now, you have these lines of limitation when it comes to your marriage, when it comes to your parenting, when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to how much money you make, to how much little money you make, to how you market, to how much exposure and persecution, how much mockery you're willing to take as an entrepreneur as you push your ideas and messages forward and other people make fun of them. They're like, oh, look at the fucking retard. And you're like, hey, you know what? Whatever. So back to our point here with the line. So when I push up to the line, the dilemma is, let's say the little cigarette butt is you. You come up to the line. In order to get what you ultimately are wanting in life, you have to be willing to push beyond the line. Beyond the line, my friends. Beyond the line. Now, if you're pushing beyond the line, the problem is there are certain areas in your life that if you push too far beyond the line for too long at a time, and or you push yourself too fast there, you end up causing injury. Now, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. Now, consider that you can be hurt and you can be injured in marriage. You can be hurt, you can be injured in business. You can be hurt, you can be injured in parenting. You can be hurt, you can be injured in fitness. You can be hurt, you can be injured in your spiritual path. But to be hurt and to be injured are two different things. To be hurt means, ow, shit, I feel this pain in my ass, and I can still move forward. I'm going to push it to the line, and I'm going to push just past the line. I'm going to hold it there for a minute, then I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. I'm going to push it a little bit instead of, hey, there's the line. Whoa, boom, way out here, hold it, and get myself injured. When I'm hurt, I can continue to push, continue to maintain, continue to experience gains. When I'm injured, I have to sit down on the sideline and absolutely do nothing but just sit. Me sitting as if I was injured. So the only way for you to begin to increase your results is to know where your lines of limitation are. But the only way to know where your lines of limitations are is to be willing to push those lines of limitations. But then this becomes a fine balance between pushing and getting yourself injured versus pushing and simply experiencing pain. See, to be hurt is to experience pain. And part of life and part of growth is to experience pain. Marriage is not always fun. Sometimes it hurts like hell. Fitness is not always fun. Sometimes it hurts like hell. Doing life is not always fun because it hurts like hell. Which means the only choice that you and I actually have is the choice to make in this, which is, where are my lines of limitation? Where are the lines in my life? And what am I doing on a daily basis to push those lines of limitations? Here in today's workout, I could easily say, well, I'm not going to do these GHD sit-ups because I'm going to look silly. I'm going to look foolish. I'm going to be slow. Or it might be, I'm not going to have this conflicting conversation with my spouse. I don't want to have to deal with this hard issue because it's going to hurt and I'm going to look foolish. I don't want to do these things with my kids or engage in relationships in my business or challenge my conversation in the way I market or challenge in the way I sell or challenge in the way I deliver life because I'm going to look foolish. I'm going to look stupid. And so many times here in CrossFit, I watch myself and other people, we get into this pattern where we're like, oh, I'm not going to try those ring dips. I'm not going to try those GHD sit-ups. I'm not going to push those because, well, that pushes my lines of limitation and I'm going to look foolish. This is all my friends back at the big box gyms who just want to keep doing the same lifts they've always been strong at. Each one of these lifts that we did today, GHD sit-ups, the rowing machine, knees to elbow, front squat, all of the different movements. All of these movements at one point I sucked horribly. Now I'm not even saying I'm that good at them right now. But I can tell you right now that I am absolutely better than I was before. So if we use these lines here behind me and we say, okay, that line right there, that one I'm pointing at, that line right there is where I'm at right now. And I ultimately want to go over here to that line. Well, I've got an entire gap that I've got to cross to go from this line over to the next line. That distance in between is my distance of growth. Now, I can get there if I'm willing to slowly strengthen myself by maintaining the pain of growth, but not pushing myself to injury. In most cases in your marriage, if you start pushing things too hard, maybe you've been a douchebag and a big, huge asshole with your head up your ass as a dude for like 10 years, and you're like, shit, I want to fix my marriage. But you know what? You can't do that over one weekend. So your limit's a threshold. You may come pushing up against it really fast, and you may find that your spouse is resisting your change. So don't be stupid and injure your marriage. Do what? Be willing to experience pain, but be willing to do it in a way that makes sense. See, I'm slowly committing myself to be better at GHD sit-ups to strengthen the nerve in my back through chiropractic work, through massage, and through working out here at CrossFit, but slowly giving myself the space to progress. Most of us don't know where our lines of limitations are in any area of our life because we're not willing to push to that place of which we might risk injury. We're too afraid of the pain. We're too afraid of becoming hurt. We're too afraid of actually experiencing the one thing that would ultimately let us grow. So my challenge for you coming at you from CrossFit Ethos in Ladera Ranch, California is simply this. Where in your life can you begin to take your body, your beingness and your spirituality, the balance of your marriage and family relationships and your business and your marketing, sales and your systems, where can you start pushing past the pain of your limitation to a place in which it hurts, but maintain where you don't get injured? Simultaneously, where can you look in your life where you're just pushing it too hard, you're getting yourself injured, and you're setting yourself back weeks, months, and years when if you just throttled down a little bit, you went back down to second or third gear instead of revving it in red line in first gear, you slowed it down just a little bit, you could actually not go slow, and in not going slow, every single day you would grow with a phrase we use here in the Warrior Movement called simple success, swinging single. So like every single Wake Up WOD video that I do, your choice is yours, Warrior. What you choose is not up to me. What you choose is up to you. And at the end of the day, the only person left with that choice is you, and the only person going to bed tonight based upon the decisions you've made with the results that you have is you. So as you go forward in today's life, remember the power in today's marketplace of modern day warrior comes down to the simple formula of authenticity. Be real, get raw, and stay relevant with ruthless commitment to creating big ass results today.